Hi guys, welcome back to the garden. Another beautiful day for our garden strolls. Right, for those of you who just meeting me, hi, I'm Naomi, a new gardener garden here in zone 6B/7A. I am, when I say new gardener, I've been gardening now for 4 years. I've definitely lost a plant or two or three or four, who's counting, right? But what we pay attention to are the plants that have survived. Right here, I'm standing in front of a beautiful container planting of the Quick Fire Fab hydrangea. We actually divided this plant earlier this season. So I've got one plant in here and one across the way, which I will show you. And look, outside of that, we've got some beautiful roses, cathedral bells. Guys, I got this from Menards. This is something that I purchased from the big box stores in Beirut earlier this spring. And look at it. I love it. It's beautiful. And there's my husband. It's my husband, John. Say hi, baby. Yeah, he's doing the lawn. I don't know if you could see him. Can you see him? Did you see him? I don't know if you saw him. But he says, hola. All right, so John interrupted us there for a second, but that's all good, right? Now let me set the stage for today's garden tour. You're going to see a lot of really stressed plants, and that's because, well, I think you all know it, right? We've been going through an excessively hot summer on my end. I'm here in Garden Zone 6B/7A. I'm in Missouri, and we have been dancing in temperatures here in the upper 90s. I kid you not, with heat indexes ranging from 105 upwards. Stop it, upwards to 110. Okay, so my garden has hardly seen me. I see my garden now from inside, right? But and I do run outside. I do to water my containers. But let me tell you, it has been a very stressful year for me in the garden this year, simply because of the heat. But with that being said, I gotta say this, God has been good, because although we've been dancing in those really upper 90s and those really hot days, we have gotten rain. So we get rain about once or twice per week, and that rain has been enough to keep things like the grass alive, right? So John does have to mow, and it really does help to keep those plants planted in the ground happy and thriving, although not perfectly satisfied. So with the excessive heat, there has been good in terms of the precipitation. All right, let me come around behind the camera as always of where I belong and take you guys through the garden. All right. Okay, so we're right here in front of the Edge of Night hibiscus. I'm so proud of this hibiscus. I'm really loving that it's in my garden. This is the one that is in, I guess, semi full flush. This one has been in bloom for 2 weeks now. The other that I'll show you here in a minute just started blooming. Right. This little one has started getting her energy going. Now, what I have noticed, though, which is was a little disappointing, is that the flowers sometimes I not get that full dinner plate opening like they are right now. Sometimes they just opened halfway, right? So I'm thinking maybe it has something to do with the fact that it's still a young plant, because I think we have gotten enough moisture, and I know that I have fertilized. So I'm thinking it has something to do with age, right? Another plant to figure out in my garden, have to learn about it, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun and worth it, right? Like, look at this. Not sure about these little spots on the leaves. Are you seeing that? Yeah, lots of things to figure out with this one. Probably the little bugs eating the underside. So maybe this is one that's going to have to be, um, let me see, sprayed. Yeah, what do you think? I think so. But looking good. Let me pull back so you can see it. Looking good, right? Okay, let me show you the other one here. This one sits in, well, the one that we just walked away from, that's in full bloom. She gets at least 3 more hours of morning sun earlier than this one right here. And I think that that is what's actually delaying the blooms on this one. As I have noticed that the crepe myrtles, they do the same thing. The crepe myrtle that gets the sun first is the one that always blooms first, in and out of blooms. The one that's further down that gets sun at least 4 hours later in the morning, that one's the last one to bloom, right? And she does hold her blooms for longer because she's in a more protected, sort of a shady area. But all right, enough about the crepe myrtles. I'll take you over there to look at them. But this is the second of the edge of night hibiscus. Oh man, I'm loving on this plant. I really cannot wait for next season. I'm willing the plant right now to push down those roots as always and to just spread and to expand because I want her to be twice the size that she is now next season. Just look at that, right? Remember, we planted this here in May and it was, what was it, guys? Was it a 2-gallon container? And look at this baby now. Let me pull back so you can see the size. Isn't that just gorgeous? Gorgy. And there's the one at the back. Oh, stop it. Stop it, people. I have something living in the garden that came in and crushed my marigolds. So it's obviously something big, which makes me very kind of nervous, right? Especially since the marigolds have grown so densely and I can't see if something is hiding in there. Okay. But here is what here are what our marigolds look like after having been planted from seed. Guys, they don't stop blooming. And again, as mentioned, I do not deadhead. I don't have the patience, the time, or the patience to come out and deadhead these marigolds. And look at the size. Look at this. Stop it. Just look at the size of that. Stop it. Right? Gorgeous, right? The yellow ones are in the back and they're so shy to perform. Let me show you them. Here's one. Do you see it? What? I'm standing right here, and the only thing I'm thinking about is Naomi. What you gonna do if something jumps out at you, right? Stop it. I'm gonna drop the camera and run. Okay? But look, nice marigolds. Loving them. I like that, right? So this is something that we're definitely going to repeat in the garden next year. I will try to get my hands on the white ones so that I can mix the colors. I would like to experience the whites. And in order to repeat it, I'm going to be deadhead. I'm not going to buy more seeds, no people. I'm going to come back and take these seed pods once they dry off. Since I'm not deadheaded, that's going to work perfectly, right? I'll take you along with me when I do that later in the season, but I'll collect these seeds and we'll re-sow them next year. Yeah, look at that. Loving it. All right, my roses are looking stressed. You want to see something so unhappy? I don't even have to set the stage for you and talk about the weather because we've all been experiencing the same thing. Look at Darcy. Darcy is thinned out. Darcy has black spot. Darcy was so stressed, my poor babies. It has been a hot. When I say hot, guys, it's been a hot, miserable summer. And I do not have irrigation. So my garden basically survives on its own, what nature gives it. And it has been so far a very hot summer, right? I do. All right, swinging over here to our planting of the serendipity alliums. People, I don't like the alliums anymore. I'm going to take these out of the garden. I've been spoiled by do you call them the alliums? I've been spoiled by those allium bulbs that we planted earlier, the universe allium. Oh my God. I've been spoiled by them. The rich purple of those guys. No, that is what an allium should be, right? So the serendipity for me, I'm going to rework this whole bed. Serendipities are coming out. The rose in the back is coming out. The weed in the back is gone as well, right? And we are going to plant this area up with just one beautiful hydrangea. Yep. It's probably going to be, I don't know, one of the two that we have. Do you remember the one that we have sitting in the standard section that is a flopping on the ground right now? Yeah, we'll use that one right here. I think it's going to be perfect. It's vanilla strawberry. It grows about 8 feet tall. So I think she should be happy in this space. I'll pull back so you can see how wide the space is. Yeah. All right. Foxgloves are here. And I must say, I'm a little bit disappointed. I don't know. This is a Dalmatian peach. I was expecting something big and grand and beautiful. And maybe it is that, hey, first time bloom planted, first bloom, maybe it needs a little bit more time to settle down and to push up really nice, gorgeous bloom heads. But I'm a little bit, ooh, look at all the pollinators on the alliums. I'm a little bit disappointed with the show from the foxgloves. Look at these pollinators, guys. And I've got those big bees again, as mentioned, not the baby ones, the big ones that when they sting you, you are gonna feel it. Hold on. Let me pull back so you can see it. Oh, why can't I capture? There she is. There it is. You see it? Deep in there. Look at them. They're all over. Whew. All right, so we'll be careful and I'll not venture into this bed right now. But take a look at the back, past the weed. You should be able to see. I'm going to go a little bit bigger. Zoom in. There you see? That foxglove in the back is coming up. And I think I'm going to like that one. I like the spacing of the flower heads, the flower blooms. I don't know how you describe it. But it's definitely not a damnation peach. And I think it's going to be cuter. I'll show you that one once it blooms. All right, let's move on from here because I got a lot of little flies here. I'm not quite sure why. All right, a rose of Sharon right here. This is the one that we cut back and sort of halved earlier this spring. She's starting to put out her blooms, right? Also pushing out new growth in the area where we had removed those stems. So I need to come in and cut that new growth off. Okay. Getting ready to put on a show. And if you can see all of those buds, as always, from top to bottom, this is going to be a cute one when she does bloom. And finally, forgive the messy presentation, guys. As I mentioned earlier, listen, my garden is something I see now just from the inside, unless I run outside really quickly to water something and I'm back in. All right. But look at this. Let me pull back. Are you seeing that? The Limelight hydrangeas are finally taking on some color here in the back. Okay, and I'm now realizing why. Yes, the ones in the front, as you can see, are in full bloom. They're white, they're gorgeous, they're bursting, they're getting ready to burn and to fade, right? These guys are just getting started. And I think it is because the sun, yeah, they get the sun 4 hours later than in the front garden. Okay, but they're looking good, looking rounded, all stems standing up, nobody drooping yet. One in the background. I saw the most beautiful limelight planted about 3 years ago, and I've been watching it grow. And I walked past it. So obviously, it's not in my garden, right? It's in my neighbor's garden. You have a problem when you're watching your neighbor's garden. Stop it. But I've been passing by that limelight because it's on my walk, and I've seen it just every year as it matures and grows. And in 2 seasons, that limelight has shot up to over 6, 7 feet tall. I kid you not. And it is so beautiful. It's something that they do not prune and it looks so good. I really would love to have that presentation in my garden, but I know that I don't have the space for really big plants, right? That will be a feat all of itself right there. Just trying to squeeze that one in. Okay. All right. Let me show you. Hold on. Talking and forgetting to show you the second planting of limelight hydrangeas right here. You should have seen these plants yesterday or the day before. So I forgot to water them. It rained, and I assumed that the rain was sufficient for them that day. I was so wrong because once that heat hit, by the end of the day, these guys were wilted and crying. They were so miserable. I was like, oh my goodness, I felt so bad. So naturally, I ran out here and gave them some water, and they have rebounded beautifully. So they will forgive you if you miss a water in here and there, if they get a bit stressed. But whew, they would prefer not to be, right? All right, turning around. Look at that matted thing of spider webs. I get spider webs right around August or September, just in time for Halloween in October. Oh boy. All right, let's turn around. And let's take you down here to see what is blooming, who is blooming. I think these are blooms from Elizabeth. I have missed out on her blooms, right? But she does have some for me on mine. This baby has been blooming all by herself without any attention. Look at Elizabeth. Look at the spent blooms. These are from her most recent flush. And I did not know that she was flushing because, as I said, I was hiding from the garden. Look at this. Oh, isn't that beautiful? She's a gorgeous rose, beautiful fragrance, right? Very healthy, very vigorous. I'll pull back so you can see her. Beautiful rose in the garden right at the entrance. She does misbehave every now and again in terms of sending out those really long canes, but that's taken care of with just a snip, snip here or there. Okay, let's turn from Elizabeth and I'm going to show you the hydrangeas, the little hotties. Look at the little hotties, guys. These little hotties are in full show right now. Look at them. Woo! They are looking good. Isn't that? Ooh, and what is not looking good? Look at this. My petunia basket dried out. Look at that. That is not good. All dried out. This one dried out. The one on the opposite side is good. Yeah. I wonder. So I'll need to come and get some water on that one before the heat of the day hits. Right, but pulling back, the little hotties are looking good, growing in healthily. The two at the back that we were waiting on, let me show you. They are growing up, pushing out new growth. Never mind the weeds. It's the season, right? But look, we got panicles and fresh growth. So this is a good thing. A little bit of time was all that they needed. Because look, the second one's doing the same thing too. Can you see it? Beautiful. So next year, hopefully, we'll have our little hotties thriving again in the section. Okay, so we have moved on to this little planting that we had right here behind the Rose Island. Why I've stopped on this container, it's not done as well as the other on the opposite side, but something really cute happened. Do you see that red flower in there? That red verbena? Guys, that is the verbena I had planted in here last year. I kid you not. That verbena dropped its seeds, did its thing, and came back all on its own. Stop it! Listen, I did not know that these annuals would have done that. Right? So now I know, and note to self for next year. I'm like, just let the containers be, and probably, hey, I'll have me a full flush of annuals coming on back because these flowers are going to drop their seeds. These are the vincas. These were newly planted this season, but if I make it out to the let's see, to the rose bed on the outside of the fence, I will show you some of these that self-seeded last year, and they are now in bloom. I hope I'll make it out there before it gets too hot. All right, here we are looking at the little lime hydrangeas, nice and lime green, beautiful, full little plants. Look at that, growing in so gorgeously. Right, I really do like this one as it colors well in my garden. It takes on that nice little pink hue beautifully in the fall and cooler months. And it does have staggered blooms, is that what we call it? So you see some heads are already full, and then you see some little baby ones starting, and then there are others that haven't even gotten going yet, right? So that's going to keep a lot of interest on the plant, right, for an extended season, which is awesome. I do like that about the little limes, and again, I do like their coloration in the fall. Right, so let's spin around, and I want to show you the crepe myrtles here really quick, hitting on the really all the new summer goers in the garden. Come on. All right, guys, here we are looking at the black diamond crepe myrtles, the jewel of my summer garden, right? These start from about 3 inches from the ground as we cut them back 3 inches from the ground, and all of the growth that you're seeing is this season's growth. They put on all that growth before they flower. Their flowering time is anywhere from the first week or so of August. So in August, they should be in bloom. Let me show you one that has actually started for. All right, so this is the one that is ready to burst. Are you seeing this? So within about another week, by the time we take a walk through the garden again, next week we should have some really nice popping colors from this one. I love the red. I love how it contrasts with the dark foliage. This one blooms first, has always bloomed first. And again, that is because this little one gets 4 hours more of morning sun. So as soon as that sun comes up in the morning, she gets it. right? The bed that I just showed you further down, that bed is actually still in shade right now. And doesn't so that bed is about 4 hours or so behind. And those 4 hours makes such a dramatic difference as it results in that bed blooming a whole 2 weeks later. It feels like sometimes. But the awesome thing is because of that certain amount of shade, that bed also stays in bloom longer than this one. So this one gets tired and bloomed out really quickly because she gets all that sun. The other is able to hold her blooms just that much longer so that we can enjoy it. All right. So these again are the black diamond crepe myrtles. I'll take you on this one more time. All right, let's turn around and let me take you over to the standard section so that I can show you the hydrangeas there. I know we've seen them before, but guess what? They're in full flush right now, and it's worth taking a second look at. Okay. All right, come on over. All right, here we are on the standard section looking at the Limelight hydrangeas here. Look at how they've colored up, guys. They have colored up so beautifully, right? Ah, look at that. Gorgeous. Even the ones that are sitting in containers on, and I will show you those, are looking really, 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 really good. Okay. Not, this is the little strawberry. Now, this vanilla strawberry is going to be moved to the section I just showed you, where we have the foxgloves and the alliums, right? But just for a moment, I know it's a messy display, but take a look. Hopefully there are no bees in here. There are no bees in here. The bees tend to swarm the limelights, but they don't swarm the vanilla strawberry. That is important for me because, a note to self, if I'm planting something close to the entrance to a door, it's definitely going to be perhaps a vanilla strawberry, simply because I know it will not be swarming with bees. So when I open my door, these bees and stuff won't accidentally fly inside, which tends to happen sometimes. I'm sorry that I keep speaking about random things this morning. But just take a look at this bloom. I'm going to pull it up for you. This thing is like a football. I kid you not. Look, I'm trying to pull back to show you the whole thing, and I can't pull back because this is the extent of my arm away from, I don't know, this is as far as my arm can stretch. But look how huge this is, right? Right? Love it. All right, and then behind it are the second limelight hydrangea right here. Right, turning on, as you can see, the hydrangeas have now gone from white and they're going into that chartreusey sort of a green dance that they do. And then from there, hopefully, they are supposed to take on a little bit of color. But in my garden, once you get to that green, the next stage is browning out because it's really hot and I don't know, I've just never gotten them to color up for me. All right. But beautiful plants, right? Okay. And of course, the blue rose of Sharon that you've seen in the background, all bloomed out, just a few more little speckles of blooms, but she did good this year. No complaints. All right, here we are where we started, the Limelight hydrangeas in containers, right? Woo. Again, it has been a task keeping these guys watered. It has been an issue keeping them standing during really heavy windstorms. These containers have fallen over a couple times, right? At least 4 or so times already this season. And I say these, you're seeing one. Let me see if I can angle my camera. There you go. Are you seeing the second one in the background? Yes, hopefully you are. All right. So they've fallen over a couple times good, right? No matter what I've tried to just have them solid in the ground, they keep dropping over. So they're going to be put back on the driveway. And I've decided that I kind of like the look. What do you guys think? Right? I kind of like the look of the limelight at the front. So I'm thinking that we will go ahead and plant hydrangeas here. Definitely not the limelight because it's going to be way too big. I'm thinking let's go ahead and get our hands on Limelight Prime. Limelight Prime is supposed to grow anywhere from 5 to 6 feet tall. Is that right? And this is so wide. So I'm thinking Limelight Prime is going to be a good option. The Limelight itself, I'm telling you, listen, I've seen these guys reaching anywhere from 10 to 12 feet, if not larger, right? So we don't want something that large right here at the front. I think the Prime would be a good fit. So we are going to go shopping in the heat. I want to go to my local nursery, the one that I normally take you to, Walbart's nursery. Oh yeah, because they normally have really healthy plants, and the size containers is really good, right? So we'll definitely go there and see if we can pick up two. But here is the second one. All right. Got some little baby blooms here. Again, keeping these guys watered has been a task. Oh man, it's a task and a half. My garden is not on irrigation. My garden, like I said, takes care of itself. I water the containers only. And I will say it again, it's a task and a half. A task and a half, guys. All right, you're going to see some stressed out roses, but I am going to show you them anyway so that you can see how the natural flow and aging and life cycle of roses in my garden, right? They try. This is Munstead Wood. He's going to be gorgeous next year. Okay. They do try, and they have been trying to hold on, but the heat and the humidity and the stress really did take its toll this summer. Right, we're looking at Zibobos. Right, just give you a quick walk down this bed. More serendipity alliums, lots of bees. Ooh. Pollinators seem to tend more to the bobos and the limelights. Okay. Oh, look at this! I did deadhead. Um, tell me, guys, bloomstruck. This bloomstruck hydrangea, but I said, look at this because I'm seeing new growth coming up. Let me see if you can see it. Bees don't trouble me. Look, have you seen that? Yeah, she's pushing up new growth, which means she's going to set her buds for next year. So we're going to have beautiful blooms from her next year. Gertrude Jekyll is finished, still sending out those long canes that I need to come out and cut back. As you can see, I'll come in. I have not deadheaded, all right? And I will try to do that here when the weather permits, when it gets a little bit warmer. I'm sorry, a little bit cooler. But this is what the rose walk is looking like. The roses again are quiet. And the hydrangeas are holding us down, all right? Giving us some love. In the meantime, would you like to get an update on the two cuttings that we have behind Vanessa? Yeah, let me show you those before we go. So this is Vanessa Bell, and here are her babies. This is one, growing beautifully. This is two. Oh my goodness! And I don't know if I can zoom in. Do you see that? Oh, let me point it out. She's actually pushing up buds on the new cuttings, and I think I should cut them off. I should debud them. Look right there. That's a baby bud right there. This is one right here. That's crazy, right? On these teeny little well, not teeny, but very tall little cuttings that we took. And I think I may have did my cuttings too long. I should have done them perhaps a little bit shorter because it is sort of an awkward presentation of a rose. But hey, they have rooted and they're growing. One, two, three of them, four of them actually. And the limelights are still limelighting. Look at it, all leafed out. This one surprised me. All leafed out, and the bobo as well. Next year, I'll get healthier, longer cuttings and just stick them on the ground to see if they will root as well. That way, you know what I'm thinking, right? Standards, stop it. Homemade standards. Wouldn't that be something? All right, guys. Whew, as you can see, the sun is coming out. Let me go up. Do you see the sun? Yeah, the sun's about to hit us, and so I am about to go inside. Thank you for joining me for another garden stroll. I do apologize. I did not get that video uploaded for our last garden walk. I don't know what was happening. Fingers crossed, right? That this one, the upload is going to work really well with this one. But thank you guys so much again for joining me for another beautiful day in the garden. I really do appreciate the fact that you take the time to do these walks with me, right? I'm loving on it. You are all awesome. Thanks for watching as always, and I will see you. Look at that. Woo, we got some color, people. I will see you in the garden. Bye.